This is Miss Phillip from Willow Oaks, for those who don't know me.
And I'm Miss Brown from Brentwood.
We are going to teach you guys how to make Play-Doh today. So make sure that you ask parents before you try and do this. You should be doing this with an older sibling or a parent. Make sure you ask.
And get all your supplies out first and put them on the counter.
Okay, make sure you do not forget to wash your hands before this and wash your hands after this. 20 seconds. That's happy birthday twice, or if you're sick of happy birthday, that is the course of Old Town Road. What you're going to need is flour. It doesn't have to be this kind. Any type of flour will do. Then you're going to need some salt, table salt, awesome possums, lemon blossoms. Then you're going to need some oil. Vegetable oil, canola oil is probably what you want. You do not really want to use olive oil. Then you need food coloring. If you have the squeeze bottle ones, much better than these, but we're working with what we have. Now, 2 bowls. Big, small, not any smaller than the ones we got there. And tablespoons, we have 2, but if you only have 1, that will also be okay. Let's get making some Play-Doh. So, we got our flour open. We need 8 tablespoons, okay? So that's 8 of these. When you measure, you don't want to scoop, you want to pour in. Off 1. 2. 3. Probably make a little bit less of a mess than I have. 4. 5. 6. And 7. Last one. Maybe. 8. If at any point in time you need to pause to catch up, please feel free to do so. Okie dokie. Next, we're going to need 2 tablespoons of salt. We're going to add that directly into the flour. This is nice because you can just pour it out. 1, 2, and then you kind of want to mix that together. Okay. Look how pretty that is. It looks like snow, but it's not.
So the next thing we're going to need is 1 tablespoon of oil. Fill it up and pour it in. You're pouring it into a separate container. Why?
So that way when we mix it together, it mixes evenly.
Great, thank you. The next thing you're going to need is about 4 tablespoons of water.
1,
2, 3, 4. And you might need a tiny bit later, but for now, let's just go with 4.
Now, if you want to have all of your Play-Doh be one color, you add the food coloring now. We want more than one color, so we're going to wait to add the food coloring. Okay.
Okay, so the next thing you're going to need is you're going to need to put your water and oil into the flour. Pour it in and stir.
Stir, stir, stir. Yes, Shervy, we're gonna stir. La 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 la, stir.
It's way too liquidy. I think that's too wet. What do you think, Miss Phillip?
I think we need more flour.
I agree.
Like Miss Brown said, it's a little wet. What we're gonna do is we're gonna work a little bit of extra flour into it. We're gonna take flour out of the bag. We're gonna put a tiny bit over the surface. That's just like lightly flouring it. And then we're gonna pull the scoop out, or the flour out, and go ahead and work it in there. If you put a tiny bit of flour on your hands, that'll also help to keep it from sticking to you. Though it can always be a little bit of fun to have it stick to you. Scrape as much as you can out because no need to waste.
Okay.
And now what she's gonna do is she's gonna knead the dough. Okay, so that means she's gonna fold it over and over and over again. If it starts sticking to the surface, she's gonna add a tiny bit more flour to keep that from happening.
Okay, so then what's next is we are going to separate it into 2 different colors? 3 different colors.
Let's do 2 different colors. There's not
Okay.
a lot. If you need to make a double recipe, which means do everything twice as much, you can totally do that.
Okay,
But I'd say 2 colors.
so here's our 2 different sets of Play-Doh.
Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your finger and you're gonna stick it right in the middle, kind of make an eyeball or a little bowl for it to sit in. Then what you're gonna do is you are going to put your food coloring in the middle. Now, our food coloring is a little different. We have to use a toothpick for it, but if you have the dropper food coloring, it makes it a whole lot easier because you just drop it in the middle. So we're using pink and yellow, so that way it matches our hats.
Okay, so at this point, what we've done is we've taken out the food coloring, pink and yellow, and we're going to open it up, add a little bit of food coloring to that Play-Doh, right in the center of our little bowl or eyeball. And now we're doing yellow. Just a tiny bit is needed. You really don't need that much food coloring. I wouldn't possibly put a piece of paper underneath your work surface. You'd hate to stain it with food coloring and have mom or dad get upset. Okay. Alright, so the next thing you're going to do is you are going to take it, squish it together, and you're going to mix it up. And the more you mix it up, the more color gets distributed to all the Play-Doh. So play with it, have fun, mix it up till you get your color. If you kind of flatten it out and then fold it in half again and again, that's going to help. And as you can see, little by little, it is turning yellow. If it is still too wet, add a little more flour. Ooh, this is good texture. It's a pretty yellow, too. It matches my hat. I picked the colors on purpose, Miss Phillip. I don't doubt it. You do everything with design. Okay, pink. Notice I did yellow first because your hand's going to get a little bit of the food coloring on it, and I didn't want to transfer pink to yellow, but the yellow to the pink is not going to have as big of an effect. I did that on purpose, too, Miss Phillip. So that way I would turn pink. My very favoriteest color. Alright, so as you can see, it is a little bit sticky, so she's going to add a little bit more flour again. Should not have worn my rings. If you were wearing rings, disclaimer, I'd probably take them off. And keep kneading it. Keep playing with it. If you can see these stripes in there, that means that the food coloring is not fully mixed in. You get a marble effect. It will not last forever, but if you want to keep it, you can start playing with it at that point. This needs more flour.
Now that I've gotten Play-Doh all over the iPad, we got Play-Doh here. It's fun. It's amazing. It's now on the floor. I know. Go ahead and play with it. When you are done playing with it, make sure you keep it in a plastic baggie or in saran wrap in the fridge for it to last multiple days. If you leave it out, it will dry out and become crusty. At any point in time, if you need to add a tiny bit more flour, go ahead and do that. And we hope that you have fun.
Yes, and don't forget to clean up your mess in the kitchen.
She'll be doing that.
Okay, we're starting.